What if the Baltimore Ravens are quietly preparing for life after Lamar Jackson, and the most explosive quarterback saga in the NFL is about to detonate right in front of us?
But Harry Douglas, Mel Kiper Jr., and Lewis are with me here this morning. I've had an increasing number of people, just little kind of offhanded comments, Lewis, talking about how it's not inconceivable, reading some tea leaves, that we could be heading into Lamar Jackson's final season as a Raven, which might sound shocking, but is it completely out of the question?
No, it's not out of the question for a number of different reasons. Look, the Ravens are up against the cap here in the future, especially when you're talking about the 27 cap. They're 20 million plus over the cap right now projected. Lamar's cap number from this year to next goes from like 34 to 84. They need to get that down. They need to get a long-term extension in place, which obviously for Lamar, he's saying, hey, look, you know what I'm all about? Long-term extensions. I want a lot of money. And he's going to want a big number. But it takes two to tango, right? And you hear what Shefty's just saying right now. Lamar does his own contracts, right? So he is on his timeline right now. So look, there's always the possibility that Steve Bisciotti says, hey, look, this isn't working. This isn't moving the way in which I want it to move. His dead cap number comes down for 27. It's much more palatable. Is it possible that they could deal Lamar Jackson? Of course it's possible. This is business. This is big business. And sometimes, the numbers are finite. You can't just continue. They can't have him on the roster in 27 at a cap number that's above $80 million. They can't have it. So, yeah, this is going to be one to bear watching.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson and his camp, I believe they understand exactly what the financials could be for his next contract. It wasn't too long ago, Greeny. Remember, Lamar Jackson was trying to get that guaranteed contract, and Steve Bisciotti and company didn't give it to him. The Baltimore Ravens said, no, we're not going to do what the Cleveland Browns did in the Haslams. So moving forward, you say the salary cap is going to go up in 2027. Here's another angle to look at it. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Bo Nix, all these guys are going to be eligible for extensions in 2027. I believe Lamar Jackson wants to be the highest paid, not just quarterback in the National Football League, but player of all time. I believe that's what he's waiting on.
You're a reckoning for Lamar. Get this team into the playoffs, play well in the playoffs, which Lamar hasn't. Get this team to a Super Bowl, which we thought would happen last year, didn't. And then, obviously, we're off to the races with Lamar moving forward. If things don't go well, keep in mind, 2027 potentially loaded with outstanding quarterbacks. We thought this would be the year of the quarterback. It didn't materialize. It fizzled, right? Next year, you got Arch. You got Dante Moore at Oregon, right? You got a host of others. Keep in mind, Eric DeCosta, GM, outstanding evaluator, has done a great job with quarterbacks in Baltimore, right? Joe Flacco. Didn't have to be a top 5 pick to get Joe. Got him right off the middle of the first round. Lamar traded back into the first round to get pick 32, got Lamar Jackson. They have a history of being able to identify quarterbacks. They don't have to be picking in the top 10 to get them. I do think in 2027, if things don't go well, the Ravens will draft a quarterback in round 1.
Anyway, back to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
The reality is the quarterback does need to be all in. It's part of what you pay for. And I know there are certain points in a career where you don't really need to be there, but when you have a new coach, when you have a new offense, when you're trying to get your new contract, he's been trying for a year. And I don't know where the short circuit is. Look, I think $62 million a year, new money APY gets it done. 3-year extension on top of the $104 million he's due to make over the next 2 years. It's not all that complicated. 62 times 3, 186, plus 104, 290, 5 years. Guarantee the first 3 years, done. They haven't gotten it done. And I've heard different things about why it hasn't gotten done. And I don't know this to be true. And again, I'm not looking to have a long list of nasty phone calls.
Well, I don't
today.
really give a damn about your emails or phone calls, so tell me all the things you know.
Let me say
it.
this.
Yeah.
Let me say, no. I think there's a chance because Lamar Jackson was the problem the last time, dragging his feet, broken microphone on the phone, they couldn't get in touch with him. Like, the perception in the aftermath of the last deal was this didn't happen because he's not being responsive to their efforts.
Yeah.
What if the Ravens are the ones dragging their feet now and no one will ever know? Because the Ravens got 2 years left on this contract at $104 million. 2 years from now, how do you project what Lamar Jackson is going to be as a quarterback 2 years from now when he's 30, I believe, in 2 years? We need to check his birthday. I'm a little skittish about relying upon my memory of age after our Dexter Lawrence thing from earlier. But I think he'll be 30 in 2 years. And when you got a guy that's had plenty of wear and tear, and we saw it with Steve Young and Steve McNair, there's a point where the running just stops and you're a pocket passer. And at some point, that transition is going to have to happen for Lamar Jackson. It's going to have to happen for Josh Allen at some point. At some point, you're just going to be a passer. You can't be doing the stuff because everybody else is faster because you've gotten slower. The epiphany Lawrence Taylor had when he finally retired. All these other guys are fast. No, Lawrence, you're slowing down. That's going to happen. So Lamar turns, finish it, Gary, finish the thought. We've got to go 30 in January, so he's 29. So all the more reason possibly for the Ravens to find a way to see where things are. If we can delay it a year, we can make a more prudent decision. Because Lamar's looking for more than 60. He was the highest paid player in the NFL when he got to 52.5 3 years ago. He's now, and it's kind of gotten screwy because Tua's contract got ripped up, but he was 10th with Dak at 60 and Lamar at 52.5. And he's trying to fix that. And he's been trying for a year. I just wonder who it is that's dragging their feet this time. Because Lamar, this is one of the benefits to the team. If Lamar is committed to never talking about it, he'll never even put his version out there. We don't know what's going on. We don't know why this hasn't gotten done. We know the Ravens said they wanted to get it done. We don't know why it hasn't gotten done. And the history between the two is the perfect cover. If the Ravens, if they're as diabolical as everyone thought they were 3 weeks ago, this is a perfect opportunity for them to prove it by being the ones to drag their feet on the Lamar contract, and everyone will just think it's him.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody's going to think it's him. That's the reputation Lamar Jackson has gotten. I mean, and I think it's deservingly so. It doesn't matter who you talk to. People can't get in contact with Lamar Jackson. That's been something you've heard from the start of his career. And we know that.
But now they can use it.
Yeah,
that's what's beautiful about
they
it.
Can use it.
And also ugly if they do it.
But, like, you don't. I mean, the owners wrote a blank check. I mean, he literally that just doesn't like the owner doesn't do like they want to get it done. I would be shocked. The owner doesn't say stuff like that. That we don't ever see owners do stuff like that where he's literally like same contract, $62 million, place it in, boom. I mean, he did the damn work right there. Highest paid guy will do it, boom, right there. I mean, so that's where maybe you're right, but that's a risky game to play. And like, Lamar Jackson with his play, and as far as that 29, he's lost a little of a step, but it doesn't really matter. He's one of the ones. He's special. You got one of the special ones. He's already shown me, just like Josh Allen, it doesn't matter. When they can't run as much, they're still going to be damn good. They're still going to be phenomenal in the pocket. Lamar makes some of the damnedest throws and plays in the pocket every week when I watch him. So that's where, that's squashed. He's already making the adjustment. It's not going to be as explosive, to your point, as he once was, and be able to bring that to the table as they get older, he and Josh Allen, 100%. But I have no doubt that when he does lose another step, is Lamar Jackson going to fall off planet Earth? No, he's still going to be one of the best pocket passing quarterbacks in the league, and that's where I don't think he quite gets enough respect in that department at times there.
The key, though, I think, for the Ravens is if he wants to be the highest paid player in the NFL, let's just see more data points. If they can find a way, and I'm telling you, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on because nobody ever talks about it. Whatever it is that's going on and not going on with the contract, he's there. So he understands the importance of being there. The question is, how long will he be all in? And I'm trying to take up. Look, I'm looking at this from Lamar's perspective. I hope the Ravens aren't taking advantage of the fact that he was the problem the last time. At least that's the perception. So they're going to manipulate the situation, and they're going to be the problem this time, and they're going to force him to keep waiting for the contract he already deserves. But like you said, Bisciotti laid it out. He didn't use the numbers, but he basically said, we did this. You take the last thing and you plug in new numbers. And I did it myself. It took 5 minutes. You 62 times 3, add it up. Okay, we guarantee the first 3 years. You can do a rolling guarantee where the first 2 are guaranteed at signing. The third year becomes fully guaranteed in March. Of the second year, boom, you're done. It's not hard to do. So Why hasn't it happened? They wanted it done by March. Why hasn't it happened? And unfortunately, we're never going to know the answer to the question. Or maybe we will if there's another collusion grievance and there's a ruling that comes out years from now and we can find out what the hell caused this to not happen, because he should be getting. This is all the people out there say, you hate Lamar Jackson. We've always advocated for the guy to get paid. We advocated for him to get paid when the window first opened. And in part because he didn't have an agent, he didn't get a deal. And Josh Allen did. And Josh Allen made money those 2 years that Lamar Jackson's never going to see. It's gone forever. And look where Josh Allen is now. He's got a contract with a new money average of, frankly, $85 million per year, but we're not allowed to talk about that because it short-circuits the whole new money average analysis and logic. But we've always been fully supportive of Lamar Jackson getting every penny he deserves. And he should have gotten to 60 last year. And he should be at 60 now or 62. And I'm just curious.
Damn, we need to fire the CIA and get the Ravens in charge.
I got reason to wonder whether or not the Ravens have deliberately decided to slow play this, knowing that the perception is going to be that Lamar's the one who's slow playing it. I have reason to think, and we're never going to know, but I have reason to think that it's possible that that's what's going on. Regardless, it's easy to do the contract. They already blew the window to do it and get the maximum cap savings this year. They've restructured the contract for this year. Who knows when this is going to get done? But the good news for the Ravens and Ravens fans, Lamar's there. How long he stays is a fair question. Don't get upset with me for asking a fair question. How long will he stay? Maybe it's a show of good faith by him in the hopes of getting this deal done. Regardless, he deserves it. He should get it. And if it's from his perspective, it's a shame because we've already seen this movie once and you'd like to learn from it. If it's the Ravens, then, man, they really are evil geniuses. And I guess I mean that in a good way, to the extent that evil geniuses are ever good, because they played it just perfectly to their benefit with Max Crosby. And if this kind of screwball hunch I'm throwing out there that may have something to it is true, they really are next level. And like you said, they should be running the CIA. And frankly, they could I've just given the keys to the entire federal government at this point, and I would sleep better at night.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.